Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today is the day that I finally get my fruit cage done, and I've got a little bit of help today as well. So let's get started. So the fruit cage has been on my to-do list for about a year now, and I've had the netting for ages, but we got all the wood the other day so we can really crack on now. So what I'm going to do is use these old bits of pallet. They're just going to go on these bits of wood just to extend it slightly so I can actually walk into it. Now these bits were actually put in when we put the fence around the allotment. With a post banger, which I think is what they're called. So they're in the ground about 2 foot, but obviously they need to be a bit higher so I can walk into it. So we're just going to use those old bits of pallet. There's some kickboard here, which is going to go around the bottom edge. That's just going to be there to keep the bark inside the fruit cage, and it's also there so we can attach the netting to the bottom as well. It'll be a little bit easier. There's also some batting to put on the roof, on the top, and it's going to go around the top edges as well, just to support the net. And there's going to be a door here as well, so I can get into it obviously. Now the netting, I've got the bits around the side, that's going to stay there all the time, but I've got some soft netting to go on the top. So what I might do is put some like hooks on the tops of the wood so I can take it off in the winter, because obviously if it snows then it will pull the net down and break it, which is what we don't want really. So got all the wood, got the net, so I'm going to make a cup of tea and a coffee and then we will get started. So the fruit cage is finally done. I'm so happy with it. So it's only taken a year to do, but it's finally done, and I could not be happier. I chose one of the hottest days so far to finish it off. It's absolutely boiling, but it's done, and that's what matters, because now the birds cannot eat my fruit. I can eat my fruit, and even though I've already missed out on the gooseberries because the birds already ate them, hopefully there will be a few black currants to harvest this year. So there might be enough to make some blackcurrant jam, you never know. And obviously the raspberries are there as well, and they did brilliantly last year, so hopefully there'll be a bumper crop of them this year as well. I will just mention that it doesn't have a door yet. I'm going to make a door for it, a proper door frame, on hinges and everything, but for now what I'm doing is I just cut the net so it covers the door frame, and then just wrapping some wire around just to secure the door, just so the birds can't get in anywhere. I mean, what I do maybe in the autumn or in the winter when all the harvesting has died down and all the other little jobs have died down, I'll make the door, and then it will be completely done. But for now, this is perfect. It's going to do the job. It's going to protect my berries, which is just perfect. But that's it, that's all done. I've just secured the net onto the top using these curtain eyes or hoops. I don't know what they're called, but the netting is just looped on to the top there, so in the winter all I have to do is unloop the net, and then I can just store that away, because if it snows in the winter I don't want the snow dragging the net down and breaking it. So I've made sure that the netting is removable and the birds can't get in, because I pulled it all tight. It's really tight and secure. So it's all done, and then the side netting is more rigid, and that's been stapled on because that won't ever come off, whereas the soft netting on the top will be coming off in the winter. And then the last thing to do really is to maybe staple the weed preventing fabric to the edges of the kickboard inside, and then push all the bark around. There's some weeds inside which need to be removed, but apart from that I'm just going to leave it for now, because the berries are growing nicely, the birds can't touch it, and it's done. It's finally done. But what I also need to do is sort out some wires to go along this side for the grapevine to climb up, so I'm just going to put some eyes in here, put some wire all the way along, and then hopefully the grapevine will one day in the future just cover that whole side. But no, I'm really happy with it. I'm just so glad that it's done. But that's it, the fruit cage is done, the video is done. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.